Hi, my name is Ronnie Stewart, and I'm from Easton, Pennsylvania.
All right, now you were out at Mount Morris last weekend, but you failed to qualify, but you did qualify right away from the time practice today. What do you think the difference was?
The big difference with qualifying for me from last week to this week is the track was much better for us. At High Point, it was unfortunate we went out in the first practice, and the track was just muddy, so we couldn't get any good times in. And the second practice when we went out, they watered the track, and that just is no good when you're trying to get a fast time. Also, in the B practice, it's really difficult because there's a lot of riders out there, and a lot of them aren't, up to par for making the main event. Today, I believe there's only 2 people that qualified out of the B practice. Last week, there was only 1. So it's a lot of strategizing to get yourself in a position to where you can get a fast lap, so it makes it difficult being in the B practice. But I was fortunate enough this week to be first in both of my practice, first and second practice. So that gave me 32nd overall to go right to the main event without going to that consolation race.
All right, and how many years have you been racing pro?
This is my 4th year racing pro. I turned professional in 2009. I've been racing 450 class outdoors, and for the past 2 years I've been doing Supercross in the lights class.
Okay, you don't race any local races then anymore?
I do race local races. I try to focus my attention more on the nationals. I've been working with a trainer, Nikki, and just trying to get in shape for these long motos. And a lot of times the local races are good for your heart rate, gauge drops, and to make some money, but at the end of the day, they're not 30 minutes plus 2 laps. So I've been really trying to focus my attention on getting ready for these nationals. But you see me at local races. I was here 2 weeks ago practicing for the race. I like the track. I like Jonathan here. So I'll probably be doing a lot more local races after the nationals.
So you race here at Budds Creek more than at High Point then?
I do have more experience here at Budds Creek. High Point, I've never raced a local race there, actually just 4 times in the Nationals. I always did really well there, but this year I just had some bad luck. In my consolation race, I actually full-shotted. I was leading the race, and we didn't take good care of the track. It was just really wet, so I went down and just didn't have that much fun there. This week, I had a lot more fun with the track, and my results were much better. So I do race local races here.
Okay, towards the end of that second moto, it looked like you're riding pretty cautious. Is that because it was extremely rutted and bumpy with the that one downhill just seemed real brutal?
The track here at Budds Creek was really rough today, and the first moto was pretty good. Second moto, it started to get really, really rough. I personally made a couple mistakes. I got a real bad jump off the gate, which led to a really bad start. And I was really far back in the 30s, and it's really hard to motivate yourself when you're that far back. You're starting to get fatigued. I started to make a couple mistakes, and then your heart rate spikes. And at that point, I didn't feel it was worth it for me to maintain, to try to push and to get to the next guy, because I was 29th. I finished 28th, and really, where you want to be is around 20th or better. So I was getting fatigued. Anybody that tells you differently is lying. Everybody was fatigued, but I think I'll build on it. Every racer has to, go back to the drawing board, figure out where they need to be better. And for me, it's getting better starts and just to get some more seat time under my belt to try to be stronger in that second moto.
What is your best finish ever at a national?
My best finish at a national was in 2009 at Unadilla, and I finished 19th in the second moto. Since then, I've been struggling to get to the 20 or better mark, but I have finished 21st, 22nd, 23rd, so I've been very close. This is my first race of the season, so I'm hoping I can build on it and get closer, get down into that into the 20s. That's really my goal, is to get to where I can start earning points, which is 20th or better.
Okay, now they still pay you for 28th then?
They do pay everybody in the main event, so as long as you get to the main event, you're making your money back at least, so it makes it much better for a privateer like myself to get to the next race, at least next Thursday or whatever it is, get that direct deposit into my account, and that makes it that much easier to get to a red bud in 3 weeks.
Right, but just not any points are paid out.
it doesn't. It's hard because they only pay points for 20th or better, and it makes it difficult for us because you're not scoring points, and it's hard to get into the fast practice, which is the A practice, which is much easier to qualify out of that practice. So it makes it difficult not getting some points, but hoping I can get a couple things figured out so I can get some points at Red Bug.
But you were in the A practice today, though?
I was not in the A practice today. I was in the B practice. I was fortunate enough to qualify. There was only myself and one other rider. I was first in both of my practices. It's just really difficult because there's a lot of riders out there, and 98% of them are not going to qualify. So, you know, you have to really try to stay away from it, you know, as many people as you can, and to try to get a clean lap. And it doesn't happen very often in the B practice. So in the A practice, it's much easier because everybody for the most part is going to qualify. Everybody, you know, keeps their distance, and everybody's fast. So it makes it much easier, and you can really focus on yourself more. But hopefully in these next couple races, I can get in the A practice. Try to get it all starts with your practice time and getting a better gate pick. You know, when you start 32nd, you're on the outside. It's hard to get a good start. So you know, if you get it in the 20s. With your qualifying, that makes everything much easier. So it starts with your qualifying, you know. So I definitely have some improvement that I can do, but overall I'm happy for just to get in the race and to get 2 30-minute motos under my belt for you know, the start of my season, so to speak.
What I thought was strange was with all the injuries in the 450s, I thought it would be easier.
That's something that was going through just about everybody's head, I think, in the 450 class is, you know, it's going to be an easy year. Before Hangtown, I'm thinking to myself, I'm training real hard, I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, I really don't know how stacked it's really going to be. I kind of counted back to 9th, 10th place, and I figured it would have been wide open from there. But I can say, you know, from me being in the class for, this is my 4th year, it's no easier this year than if anything, it's more difficult. A lot of the riders, you know, just because of the big name, the 4 or 5 big names are out. There's a lot of people that are really doing good, riding well, and if you look at the results are really stacked, and all the way back up to 20 and 25th place. So you know, it's a surprise, but it's a surprise to some people to think that, you know, the class is going to be easier this year, but I really don't think it's easier at all. If anything, I think it's just as difficult, if not more difficult than it has been in the past years. So yeah, it was unfortunate for me not to qualify last weekend. It was really weird mentally for me because I was going into the race just focused on getting a good start, getting, you know, up into the points, and you know, not to qualify was pretty disappointing. But you know, things were much better this week, and you know, I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable on my bike, and I think it's going to be a good season for me.
Okay, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Absolutely, I have so many people I'd like to thank. I first would like to thank my friends and family. They've been behind me, you know, my whole career, and I wouldn't be able to do it without, you know, the people that support me. I'd like to thank Full Travel Innovations from North Carolina, Ocean County Power Sports from Toms River, New Jersey, all my sponsors, from, you know, awesome seat, Guts Racing, seat covers paint, all holding up really well. Works Connection, Troy Lee Design.
You guys have a safe drive home. Be careful.
Rick Kloos, they've been really good to me since I turned pro. I'd really like to thank Rick Kloos for, you know, supplying me with really good clutches. CB4, rental. There's a lot of people, Bell Ray, there's a lot of people that help me out and make this all possible. It really takes a lot. You know, people really don't realize how much it takes to just get here and, you know, to get to that starting line. It's not like you just come and sign up, buy a bike. There's a lot that goes into the bikes, even at the privateer level. You have a lot of support, you have good equipment, and it takes a lot of hard work during the week, in the preseason. You know, I do riding lessons and do some different things to work to try to fund the racing. So it's a lot that is involved in coming out here and doing it. So I'd really like to thank my family, my friends, all my sponsors. I can't thank them enough for getting me out here and supporting the Yoshimura, and you know, everybody that I forgot. Thank you.
All right, that's one reason why I wanted to highlight you today, is because I know a lot of people don't realize how tough it is for the privateer, especially from Pennsylvania.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really difficult for us. I mean, the closest track that I have for me is Englishtown, New Jersey, which is about an hour and a half, and then I have a track where I train a lot. That's my favorite place, is Blue Diamond. They do a really good job down there with prepping the track, and they let the pro riders ride for free, so they really help us out. And that's 2 hours for me, so by the time you go riding, it's just really difficult. It takes a lot out of you. It's expensive to go for the day, and it's just really difficult. You know, a lot of these guys that are in the top 20, they fly back to California and they have, you know, a different track to ride every day of the week, which is really ideal. But you know, we have, you know, it is what it is. You know, we just try to do the best we can, and you know, it gets cold in November and it stays cold until April. So you know, we have this car stacked against us, but that doesn't mean we don't come out here and try our best. And you know, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, just going after it. And you know, when it's all said and done for me, I just want to be able to tell, you know, my kids, my friends, my family that I tried my best and I went out, I went after my dreams, and you know, I had a lot of people help me out, had a lot of fun, and that's it. So that's what I'm here doing.
All right, cool. I think you did an awesome job today. I got one last question on a lighter note. Are you any relation to James and Malcolm?
Yeah. You know, sometimes that's a funny question. Sometimes I'd like to go up to them and say, hey, you know, we got the same last name. You think you could hook me up a little bit? Let me come down and ride at their place? You know, I'd like to think, you know, that would be like that, but I guess not. You know, no relation to James.